Everyone keeps telling me how my story is supposed to go.
Look in my eyes, tell me your tale, then you see the road. I'm out to my soul, and tell me the size whenever the smoke clear out of my face. And my picture perfect, and do I look fine?
Nah, I'ma do my own thing.
Look in my eyes, tell me your tale, then you see the road. I'm out to my soul, and tell me the size whenever the...
Are you ready to be entertained? Let's get into another episode of The Golden Girls. Yes, this is season 1, episode 3. You guys have been showing up and showing out for the past 2 episodes, so we're gonna continue on with The Golden Girls. Plus, you know I love me some Golden Girls. Let's get right into it. What did I just say? Let's get right into it. There we go. The coffee is not coffeeing at the moment. You wanna see this in a full reaction? The links are down below. Please hit the like button, share, and don't forget to comment. So, without further ado, let's jump into The Golden Girls and find out exactly what the show has got to give.
Discard already. I'm 80. I'd like to live long enough to see the next 10.
Gin.
You're taking advantage. You know I'm whacked out on blood pressure medicine.
My date's brother just came into town. So what do you say? Would you please be a friend and go out with him?
Sure, I'm game.
Dorothy, what do you say?
Oh, honey, I'd really love to go, but as you can see, I'm busy. You're playing gin rummy.
And she stinks at it. We've been doing it for 30 years. She hasn't beaten me once.
Humiliation ends.
Ooh, I'm so scared. My dentures are chattering.
Rose, honey, are you up for a night on the town with 2 handsome, eligible bachelors?
Not that interested in dating anymore.
Now, you know that's not true, honey, or you'd let your hair go natural.
Had a long and wonderful marriage with the perfect man. Everyone seems so ordinary after Charlie.
Oh, Rose, be a friend. If you don't go, I can't go.
Oh, I'm going to have a miserable time, but I'll go.
Oh, that's the spirit. I'll go call the boys.
Why do you look so depressed?
I'm tired of going out and not enjoying myself. I went out with this man that talked for 2 hours about his prostate problem. I lived in Minnesota for 51 years. I never even heard of a prostate.
Nothing could be more fun than beating my mother at cards tonight.
What's the name of the game?
Gin.
A thrill of victory. The agony of defeat.
I don't know why you play cards with your mother. It just makes you crazy.
You're absolutely right, Blanche. I'm not playing gin with you anymore.
You'll be back. You know why? You're too competitive. Ears are your worst feature. But competitive is right up there.
I always thought your bony feet were your worst feature.
Rose and her guy didn't hit it off?
Oh, no, they got along just great. Next time, I'm going to date both brothers before I give one away.
It was the best. I haven't laughed so much. You know what we did?
What?
We ran a toll booth. Predictable man I've ever met.
Jeffrey's on a low-sodium diet.
We went dancing at the Beachcomber. We're going to go back again tomorrow night.
I think it's terrific that you had a good time tonight.
I have you two to thank for it.
Night.
Yay.
Finally met someone. I mean, you go out with lots of interesting guys. How about that coach from the Miami Dolphins?
Night was kind of fun. The training room, the adhesive tape.
Take a cold shower.
Oh, Dorothy, would you please open this jar of macadamia nuts for me? And try. I don't want to risk cracking a nail.
What are these, claws?
I work with your hands all day.
I'm a teacher. I grade papers. I don't shuck oysters.
Having a club meeting. A bunch of us get together and send our pictures into Willard Scott with a note saying we're 100. You got a better way to get on the Today Show? This isn't the French Quarter.
Well, it looks like you and Arnie are getting pretty serious. Is this about Arnie?
No, Blanche. She's upset because they keep changing the taste of Coke.
Arnie wants me to go away with him on a cruise to the Bahamas.
Oh, and you're upset because he wants you to pay your own way?
I'm upset because we'll be all alone on a ship in a stateroom with a bed. I don't know what to do. My first time was on our wedding night.
Get out of here.
Not all of us are classified by the Navy as a friendly port.
Without Charlie, I thought that part of my life was over. I never gave it a second thought.
Honey, if the situation is right, you'll know it.
But I'm not sure I'm ready.
If you take a chance in life, sometimes good things happen, sometimes bad things happen.
I'm going to take a chance.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I don't even know what to wear with the first night on the ship.
A life jacket and a great big smile.
Oh, she won.
You startled me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Next time I'll knock. Kids gave it to me for Father's Day.
I wish I had that knack of picking out unusual gifts. Is it terry cloth?
Yeah, I think it is. Perfect for a robe. It's time to turn in.
I guess.
You're not tired.
Not really.
Me neither. If you like dancing.
Be dressed and back in that ballroom in 10 minutes.
No, Rose. We don't have to go through all that trouble.
I love Glenn Miller. I met my husband at a Glenn Miller dance. It was Dick Singleton and the Singletones. Their motto was, if you close your eyes, you think it's Glenn Miller. Believe me, no matter what you did, you knew it was Dick Singleton. In a lot of ways, you remind me of Charlie.
Arnie Peterson from Plainfield, New Jersey. If you like me, it's for who I am.
I do like you, Arnie Peterson.
Did you guys stay in the bathroom?
Oh, you can't sleep either.
No.
Watch what you're grabbing. I got a specimen in there.
I wonder what Rose is doing right now.
You mean you wonder if she's doing it right now?
What I can't understand is how in the world she managed to wait 15 years.
How long did you wait after George died?
Till the paramedics came.
As the Reverend was performing the funeral service, I knew for sure that he wanted me. Sometimes from the pulpit, he'd be talking about sin. He'd look straight at me. After his wife died, there was no stopping him. We could finally consummate our long and burning passion.
And
It took about 10 minutes. He wore his watch and his socks. I never saw him again.
Father didn't even take off his pants.
No, I'd gone on an eating binge when Stan left, and I'd put on quite a bit of weight. And you're 20, no matter what you do, everything stays where it's supposed to. Honey, lean over a mirror sometime and take a look at yourself.
How different could it be leaning over? Oh, my God!
Only on your back, Blanche. That way everything slides back.
I have to meet men lying down.
I thought you did.
Not only does your face fall back, but your chest does too. Fortunately, it falls back and off to the side.
Rose, are you still in there? This is crazy. I need to go in the bathroom, Rose. I hate to go anywhere without my Acta Fed.
Can't let you see my eyes. They look terrible from crying.
Couldn't possibly look terrible to me. I left my contact lenses in the bathroom.
I thought I could do it. I really did, and then I couldn't. It would have been the first time since my husband died.
15 years since he died, huh? Boy, he must have been something.
I felt I would be unfaithful to Charlie if I slept with you.
I felt that way when my wife died. Of course, I didn't let that stop me. That's the difference between men and women, I guess. We can do it no matter what. I adored Molly, my wife. We were married 34 years. Enjoyed. I patted a few bottoms. But that was it, Rose. A drunk in a Chevy. Took my world away. I dressed, I worked, I slept. For fun, I ate onion sandwiches. My daughter sat me down. She said, Mom would hate what you're doing. And I'm not in heaven if I have to worry about you.
There's something else. I might kill you. My husband died while he was making love to me. If we make love, I'll kill you.
If you haven't made love in 15 years, that's a possibility. Listen, I had a checkup a couple of weeks ago. I got the heart of a 12-year-old. I just like being with you.
Arnie,
Yeah.
sit down. Hold me.
Aww.
Buzz off.
I'll spot you 25 points.
You're the only one who gets any enjoyment out of it.
Ah, cards bore me to tears. You and I had some of our best talks over a game of gin rummy. Your Aunt Jean was the same way. She told me that she swam nude in a pool with Charles Boyer.
Never told me that.
I would have gotten around to it, but we stopped playing cards.
Wonder if she had a great time on that cruise.
She did if she fooled around.
I want to know just as much as you do, but what happened between her and Arnie is private. I don't want anybody asking any embarrassing questions.
So, did you and Arnie play Find the Cannoli?
Sit down here, honey, and tell us all about your trip.
Oh,
fabulous. The weather was absolutely gorgeous. And the activities on board ship, well, the list goes on forever. Masquerade balls, hootenannies, tours at the engine room, Riviera
Who
night.
cares, Rose? Did you and Arnie hit the sheets or not?
Some women don't kiss and tell.
Oh, shoot, honey, that's half the fun. Boys I dated in college were just for the stories.
You must have more stories than O. Henry. Go out that door and don't come back in. We'll know you didn't. And if you do come back, that means you did.
It was wonderful.
Oh, honey, this is terrific.
You to thank for it.
You two. Don't you think Arnie should get at least an honorable mention?
Being with Arnie made me realize that I can care for a man again without feeling guilty about it. Now I'm really gonna unpack.
Oh, let me help you, honey. I'll get the juicy details.
Ma, Persian rummy?
500 points?
Penny a point.
You deal.
How many stamps did she use? Gloria Pelizzado's been dead for 2 years.
It's Flo Pelizzato. Why don't you pay attention?
How is Flo?
Remember Pete, the man you could have had?
I did have him. That's why I didn't want him. I want to hear about Aunt Jean and Charles Boyer.
He was always 2 steps away from the gutter. Anyway, one summer she decided to...
Well. So yes, another episode is down with the lovely Golden Girls. This was the episode that I did a short of, and I had like parts. I think I had 2 shorts from this episode, but I never seen the episode in its full entirety. So this was a gag. I absolutely loved it. So it's crazy because I'm trying to think. I always, when I watch shows, I try to see if the show pertains to my actual life, because once again, I'm a narcissist, and that's literally what I do. So I was listening to it and I was like, although my ex-fiance is not dead, getting over him and understanding that there's somebody else out there that can make you happy, but the trials and tribulations to get to that moment is real. And then I was just recently dealing with somebody who I've known for a very long time, over 8 years. And it's just gotten to the point where it's just tired, tacky, dingy, dusty, dirty. Don't you want to be in this relationship? So yeah, I just realized I realized actually a couple of weeks ago, or a while ago, that I just don't want to do it anymore. But you're so used to it, or you feel so comfortable with it, that it's hard to actually move on to somebody else who could treat you better. But moving on, whether it be a death or an ending of a relationship, is very hard, because the power of love is ridiculous. But once you're able to get past the moving steps, the first steps, those baby steps, it takes a while for some people, but once you're past it, you feel better, you're relieved. I can't speak on people who have passed away and then me trying. I feel like if they passed away, it would probably be much harder for me. It just seems like a duh. You know what I mean? A breakup where I know that he's still out there somewhere being a cheater. At least I know he's alive. You know what I mean? But if I was madly in love and then they die, or if I was married. And you know what's really interesting? Every time I do watch this, I think about Betty White and how she was really married to Alan. And when he died, she was never with anybody else, right? I think Betty White was married to somebody before Alan, if I'm not confused. But regardless, her last marriage was her last marriage. And she was really in love with him. And it's really interesting because her life on this show is very similar, so it seemed, to her real life, minus her playing dumb. She was not a dumb person at all. She just is a great actress. But that romantic side, and I remember I watched something and she was even my shorts I did, and she said when the guy interviewed her and said, what is the one thing you want to hear when you get to the pearly gates? I think that's what he said, almost around that time. Almost around that saying. And she said, "Here, Betty, here's Alan," or something like that. And it was super emotional when I heard her. And that's just love. That's just real love. Betty White, what a fucking legend. Love Betty White. I bawled my eyes out when Betty White died. I screamed. I didn't know really much of any other characters in here, or actresses I should say. Now that I'm doing shorts and I got more into their lives and what else they did, I also find it very funny they all kind of worked with each other on different shows at a particular time. So they were very familiar with each other when they got onto the Golden Girls. It wasn't like, hey, how are you? I'm so-and-so. Like, they work with each other on different things. I think Maud, if that's how you pronounce it, was with B, and I know Rue was on there. I think Estelle, Getty, or Sophia, I don't remember her being on any other show with the three of them. I could be wrong, but I did see all three of them being with each other at one particular time. Yeah, every single one, all three of them. Regardless, loved this episode. We're gonna continue on. We're gonna continue on with the journey as long as you want me to. Thank you guys so much for being here. Please check out all my other reactions while you're here. And until next time, I'm off this.
You gotta choose a side. You gotta choose a side. You gotta do what's right. Look, I ain't got no time to be hanging around. Nobody trying to figure out if they good or evil. I'm fighting the crime, steady your lives. One at a time, I'm killing the rhymes. I do it for the people. I beat up, I'm running through the six with a bag full of